Thank you for watching this video. My name's Emily Jackson and I'm going to be providing a short overview on a project which is funded by Healthway. This project is all about working with the community to co-design a mental health program for children who have developmental language disorder. This project is coordinated by a large research team. Importantly, this research team includes an amazing group of children who have DLD, as well as their parents and professionals. These professionals come from backgrounds including teaching, occupational therapy, psychology, and speech pathology. We call this group our co-designers, and they play an important role in shaping and designing the program. The research team also includes researchers from Curtin University. These people are Professor Mark Boyes, Dr. Liz Hill, Professor Suze Leitao, Dr. Kate Tonta, Professor Bronwyn Myers, and myself. It provides some background information to help explain why this research is so important. Developmental language disorder is very common. It affects about 7% of the population. When we think about that in a classroom, that means about 1 in 14 or maybe 2 children in every classroom. DLD affects how a person can understand and express themselves using language. It's a neurodevelopmental condition, which means it's present from a person when they're in the early childhood years, and it can persist across the lifespan. But with the right kind of targeted support, people with DLD can thrive. Language difficulties are linked with an increased risk of mental health challenges. But overall, there is not a lot out there for supporting the mental health of people who have DLD. One of the big challenges is that a lot of our normal mental health programs and interventions are language heavy. This means they rely a lot on talking and listening and comprehension. And this means that they might not be accessible for people who have DLD. So with our research project, we set out to try and address this problem. So we see this to be a bit of a problem, and this is something that we are wanting to address, which has been supported by Healthway throughout this current project. We have been using an approach called experience-based co-design. So I mentioned before our amazing research team, which includes co-designers, children and families and professionals who have lived and living experience of developmental language disorder, and also providing support for these children and families. So we have been working together to co-design a new mental health program to make sure that this program really fits the needs and priorities of the community members. We have been following an intervention mapping approach. So we've been working together over the last almost 2 years now to set up the project team, work out what the needs were in terms of what we need to address with a mental health program, what the objectives of this program should include. And then we have been working to decide on the best evidence-based methods to really shape what this mental health program should involve. We're currently working together to design this program, and the next steps will be to actually plan to implement this new program. And this is something that we're looking to do from 2026. So this has been our process so far. Our co-designers include 18 people so far, including 9 to 15-year-olds. And these students have developmental language disorder or language disorders or difficulties that might be associated with other developmental challenges. And as I mentioned earlier, their parents have also been involved, as well as a range of professionals. The research team from Curtin University also have different professional backgrounds, including speech pathology, psychology, and public health. And all co-designers have been paid for their time on this research project. So far, we have worked together in lots of different ways. Some of the big activities that we've done include workshops where we have been planning what our program should look like, what the methods will be, and the best ways for delivering this program. We've also been meeting with people in individual or paired meetings, especially if they haven't been able to come to the big workshops. We have been making decisions together, including things like what the name of our program should be. And so in making those key decisions, we use things like online surveys or polls. And we've also stayed in contact with lots of emails and phone calls along the way. So this has resulted in the development of a new co-designed program. And the aim of this program is for positive promotion of mental health. The program is designed to really support students with developmental language disorder in their transition to high school. And so our co-design team has decided that the program is aimed at students who are in year 5, 6, and 7. So that's the last 2 years of primary school here in Western Australia and the first year of high school. Here's a brief overview of some of the key elements of our program. Our co-design team has decided that this should be run in small groups. So this will include about 5 students who have developmental language disorder, and their parent or caregiver will also come along with them to the session. And sometimes they will all be working together, and sometimes the parents and caregivers might separate off and do their own focused activities. So this program will ideally be run by 2 trained facilitators so that we can provide small group but also some tailored individual support to the children as well as the parents or caregivers. We are aiming to pilot this program in community clinics, but we might look to expand to some other types of facilities in the future. We're really interested in trying out this program in 2 different formats. So this talks about how often the sessions will run and how long they might go for. The first option for the format includes weekly after-school sessions. So these might go for about an hour and a quarter, and we might aim to run that across a school term, which here in Western Australia is normally 10 weeks. The second format option is a bit more of an intensive option. So this would be that we aim to run the program over 5 weekends, but we do longer sessions, so maybe about 2.5 hours, with lots of breaks in there, of course, and lots of practical activities. And finally, with our program, the co-design team and the researchers have looked at all of the needs of students with DLD and examined the evidence base around what we might target in a mental health promotion program. So the program is built around 5 core modules. The first one is understanding myself and my developmental language disorder. So this is all about helping the student understand their unique strengths and challenges. The second one is about coming to understand the importance of mental health and well-being. So the aim is around giving each student the language and the concepts to talk about their own mental health. Number 3 is learning how to recognize my thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This is focused on building this awareness around the connection between what we think, feel, and do, and learning some key strategies around that. Number 4 is learning how to cope, particularly with maybe stressful situations or when things are challenging. So we want to equip the students with practical strategies for managing difficult moments. And finally, the 5th module is learning how to stand up for what I need, which is known as self-advocacy. This module is around empowering each student to ask for the help and accommodations that they might need to succeed. A final word on this program comes from one of our co-design team members, and this is a very special 15-year-old student who has developmental language disorder. And they said, I felt misunderstood by people around me because no one understood DLD and how it affects me. This program would have helped me better navigate my peers and sharpen my abilities to learn more. If you would like to be kept updated about this project, you are very welcome to register your contact details at this online Microsoft form. So you can either follow the link or you can scan the QR code and leave your details. You are also welcome to contact one of us directly. So I'm the project manager. My name is Emily Jackson. My email address is there on the slide. And you are also welcome to contact the lead investigator for this project, Professor Mark Boyes. If you would like to read the full scientific journal article where we describe this co-design process, then you can access the paper at that link, or again, you can follow the QR code if you'd prefer to access it directly to your phone. And that journal article is, you can download it for free. It is open access. The final 2 slides are some references if you would like to follow up and read any of the research that has been discussed. Thank you very much, and we look forward to hearing from you.